I'm reading, Frederick. Missy, hold on, listen. Can you teach me how to read? Well, I don't know, Fred. I mean, you did your work, yes, Missy? You did what you had, yes, Missy? Well, come on, Fred, let me teach you how to read. Missy began to teach Frederick Douglass, for y'all that don't know who that is. She began to teach him how to read. Frederick started putting little words together, big words together, subject and predicate. He started making sentences. Frederick started making paragraphs. Before you know it, Frederick started reading. Books became his favorite friend. Every time Fred could get a hold to a book, he took that book and he began to read it. At night, when he was laying down on his little pallet in the corner, he had a little candle and he was reading that book. Frederick kept reading, he kept reading, he kept reading. Missy told Fred, he said, look at here, you're doing pretty good, Fred. Fred said, thank you, ma'am, thank you. You got another book for me to read? So she gave Fred another book. And Fred started reading because he realized that if you could read one, the same process goes for the other. And before you know it, Fred started reading. Frederick finished that book. He brought the book back to Missy. Sure enough, Missy's husband walked up in there. He slapped Missy. The man slapped his wife. Bam! Then he took Fred and kicked him. Boom! Fred said, what's wrong? Missy said, what you did that for? And this is what he said. Never teach one of them how to read. Because if you teach them how to read, we can't control them no more. If you teach them how to read, they're going to go somewhere. If you teach them how to read, they're going to want to be somebody. If you teach them how to read, we can't keep them under our foot. He said, listen, readers are leaders. If you teach them how to read, they're going to want to be somebody. They're going to recognize their power. They're going to recognize their strength. Don't teach them how to read. But instead, keep them dumb, keep them ignorant, keep them stupid, keep them always reaching for us. And we'll control them, we'll contain them, and then we'll dismiss them. But it was too late. Fred learned how to read. Malcolm learned how to read. Martin learned how to read. Sojourner Truth learned how to read. Tubman learned how to read. Barack learned how to read. And I bring you greetings from the 504 New Orleans. I'm Dr. Truth, and I know how to read. Come on, get they just assumed that these clothes that they wearing, it was always like that. Come on, somebody. They assumed that the food that they eating was always like that. See, we did not tell them the struggle. We used to sing the song in the old Baptist church. Let's be the tie and bind. See, our problem is that we stopped telling the story. Therefore, they don't understand that what they got, people died and they in the old lady walked past, that young brother passed, and you don't say nothing to her? All that gray hair on her head says one thing: through many dangerous tunnels and stuff. Young girls walking around thinking they all that understand something. And I can always go back to that old man, the one that you walk past and don't speak to. Let me tell you something. That old man drive Miss Daisy around many days in a Cadillac. So now the young brother, here he is today. He got a BMW. Why don't you think you just got that? That old lady who y'all just disrespect, don't talk to her, don't show her no respect. You gotta realize, girls, that woman scrubbed the floors in the big house many days so you can own your house now. Young girl, the attitudes you got, you need to understand the altitude that was reached so you can have that attitude. you told